Hi, I'm Tom. This is Mina. This is Lucy. And this is Kitty Help Desk. So today I want to talk a little bit about the way that our thinking has changed when we think about dealing with our pets and training our pets. Back in the old times, when I was a kid, people would speak about training dogs by giving them commands, like there's a master and a servant, and the dog is supposed to do exactly what the master says. And that becomes a little bit of an issue when you transfer that model over to cats. It's already a bit of an issue with dogs, let me just be honest, but it's especially an issue when you deal with cats because cats really need a high degree of autonomy in their lives. They need to determine for themselves what they do day in and day out, and they need to make a lot of choices. They really like to make choices. It's very satisfying for them to make their own choices. So when we use a word like command when talking about training our cats, it really doesn't sit well with me because we don't really want to give them a command and tell them what to do, because if we do that, it sort of sets us up for failure. It sets them up for failure too. So for example, if I say I'm going to issue a command, come here, and that's the command that I want my cat to abide by. Now, most of you know, most cats are going to only come when they feel like it anyway. But if you issue a command, come here, and the cat doesn't come, well, it kind of limits your responses. You don't have that many choices of responses. Your response is either to be like disappointed or maybe angry because the cat didn't do what you commanded the cat to do. Whereas if you ask a cat to do something or give the cat a cue, that's a whole different mindset, because when you ask them to do something, if they don't want to do it, that's okay because you asked. Would you like to go and sit on the table? And if they don't want to, they don't want to. Do you want to come here? Would you like to come over here? Just the mindset of it. It's not even altogether the words of what the cue is. It's got to do with the mindset, your mindset, when you issue the cue. It's got to do with your level of expectation as to whether your pet will do exactly what you say when you say it, or if you're giving them some flexibility to decide for themselves what they'd really like to do. And I really think the latter is a better case for a happier household and a pet that's going to have less emotional issues and lower stress and lower anxiety. They're just going to be happier all around. You're going to be happier. So I don't see a downside to asking instead of telling. I really like the word cue when dealing with things like clicker training. You give a cue because that's very similar to the way we deal with, say, actors. An actor is on stage, and then he gets a cue from another actor or maybe from a stage manager that helps them to get to where they need to go at the right time. And that's really what we're doing with our pets, isn't it? Like, we're giving them a cue to help them to have a happier time, and to do something that might be fun. And we're also allowing them the flexibility to decide that maybe that's just not in the cards right now. It's really okay if they say no, because if they don't want to be petted or picked up, because that's another instance where if you offer a knuckle like this instead of like a big open hand approaching them, if you offer them your knuckle and they come over and they rub against it, then that's an answer yes. If you just reach out and start grabbing them, you really didn't ask for permission, did you? So the flip side of this coin is that we also need to pay attention when our cats ask us for things. And they ask us for things all the time. And a lot of people pay attention and notice and answer them. And a lot of people don't. because cats communicate in some very subtle ways sometimes. Now, they learn over time. There are some ways of communication that work better than other ways. And you know, cats like Lucy really just speaks right up because she knows that I respond well to her talking, to her meowing and vocalizing. And she vocalizes about everything all day long. And a lot of that kind of came from having the cue speak become part of our clicker training. And so she started to see that that was on her list of possible responses that got my attention. So she added it to the list, and now when she wants attention, she'll come up and she'll walk in and, you know, I'm not a cat, so I don't immediately hear her every single time or catch her scent every single time. So then she has to, you know, treat me like a human and like either get up on the table and get in my visual space, which she understands how to do, or she's going to vocalize and then I'll notice her. And she's learned that these are sort of her go-to actions that get my attention. And the reason she's learned that is because I respond. So when she comes up and asks for something, she may not always get it, but I give her attention and I praise her for at least letting me know that she needed something. And in a lot of cases, I'll say, show me, and I'll let her take me to whatever is her concern. I've had other videos about that in the past with Mina showing me, you know, different things. A lot of times she'll take me to her litter box because there's, you know, a little too much, too many deposits in the litter box and she's not happy about it. She'll come and tell me about it. And the more you inspire that behavior in them, the more they'll reach out to you and let you know about things that are, you know, concerns for them. The more you react and the more you respond to their cues, the more they'll cue you. I mean, it's just like when we respond to them. If you call your cat by name and they never come, then they generally are telling you they really don't want to come to see you, or there's something else that's keeping them busy. And after you try numerous times, you probably just kind of give up, right? But you can inspire them to want to come to you by giving them a treat when they come to you, positively reinforcing their behavior when they come to you, not grabbing them and picking them up or squeezing them and hugging them when they come to you, but petting them on their terms when they're on the floor or on the table or on a chair or wherever they want to be, instead of forcing them to be where you want them to be. So the bottom line really is to allow them flexibility and allow them choices so that they can live a fruitful life and they can thrive in your household. And that's what we all want anyway, right? Well, thanks for watching. If you like what I do here, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.